The Starfinder drifted quietly through the cold blackness, a small, bright dot against the endless stars. Commander Mira Dane sat at the bridge, eyes fixed on the glowing screen ahead. Before them lay Vega 7, a planet once full of life but now a silent shadow. The crew was tense. The distress call had been weak and full of hope, but it was over a week old. No reply had come since. All they found was silence. Approaching orbit, Reyes said, fingers dancing over the controls. Sensors show massive damage on the surface. No signs of life. Mira's lips tightened. What happened here? The ship's lights dimmed as they passed through the planet's fading atmosphere. Below, the scars of war stretched out craters. Broken cities, forests turned to ash. The silence was almost louder than any battle noise. Suddenly an alert sounded. Aaron's voice cracked the quiet. Commander, unknown ship detected. Small, fast. No transponder. Everyone tensed. The Starfinder was alone in this sector, but something had found them first. Prepare weapons, Myra ordered. Stay sharp. Outside, a shadow moved, a sleek black shape weaving through the clouds. It scanned the Starfinder with cold blue light before vanishing into the dark. Whoever they are, they don't want us here, Mira said grimly. But we came for answers. The crew gathered in the briefing room, the dim lights casting long shadows. Maps of Vega 7 covered the table, marked with zones of destruction and unknown activity. We'll send a team to the surface, Mira said. Find out what happened. If there are survivors, bring them back. Leela nodded, her voice steady but soft. We owe them that much. As the landing shuttle prepared to descend, a sudden jolt shook the Starfinder. Power flickered. The mysterious presence was closing in. Outside the windows, the planet loomed large, an invitation and a warning. This was just the beginning. The landing shuttle cut through the thick, smoky sky of Vega 7, its engines straining against the turbulence. Commander Myra Dane and her team stared out at the ruined landscape below a world once thriving, now broken and silent. The air smelled of ash and something unfamiliar, something sharp. Reyes gripped the controls tightly. Brace for rough landing, he warned with a heavy thud. The shuttle touched down on the cracked surface near what looked like the remains of a city. Buildings lay toppled, streets torn apart. No signs of life stirred in the gray dust. Mira's heart sank. This place, it's worse than we feared. Lila checked her medical kit and scanned the atmosphere. Radiation levels are high. Toxic gases. We'll need suits to explore safely. Aaron connected to the shuttle's sensors, his fingers flying over the panels. There's something strange here. Energy readings, but not like anything we've seen, almost. Alive, the team stepped onto the planet's surface, their boots sinking into ash. Every step echoed in the silent ruins. As they moved forward, a cold wind whispered through broken windows and shattered walls, carrying with it a warning. Suddenly, a low growl rolled from the shadows. From behind a crumbled wall, a creature emerged, its skin rough and dark eyes, glowing faintly in the dim light. It was unlike any animal the crew had seen before. Stay back, Mira shouted, drawing her weapon. The creature snarled and vanished into the smoke, leaving only silence. Deathworlders, Aaron muttered. The invaders everyone warned us about. Mira's jaw tightened, came for hope. But what arrived was something far worse. The ruins stretched endlessly before them, a broken city swallowed by ash and silence. The Starfinder crew moved cautiously, every shadow seeming to hide a threat. Commander Mira Dane led the way, her eyes sharp, her mind alert. They knew the Deathworlders were near, creatures designed to kill everything in their path. Lila scanned the area carefully. There's something in the air, a sickness. It's not just physical, it's like fear itself. Aaron checked his equipment. The energy signals we detected aren't random. They come from deep underground beneath the ruins. Something alive, or something left behind. Suddenly the ground trembled beneath their feet. Dust fell from crumbling walls as a deep growl echoed through the empty streets. From the shadows, more Deathworlders emerged, their eyes glowing. With cold menace, take cover, Mira ordered. Lasers fired, but the creatures moved with terrifying speed and strength. The battle was fierce, each moment more desperate than the last. As the fight raged, a hidden tremor shook the ground again. Stronger this time. The ruins began to collapse, trapping some of the crew inside. "We need to get them out," Rhea shouted. Mira hesitated, torn between saving her team and retreating before more Deathworlders arrived. Then, a strange light pulsed from beneath. The rubble, a flicker of hope in the darkness. "We're not alone down there," Aaron said, voice filled with wonder and fear. The crew realized their mission had become more than a rescue or exploration. They were standing at the edge of something ancient and powerful, a secret buried beneath the ruins that could change everything. The team gathered around the glowing fissure where the strange light pulsed. Commander Myra Dane looked down into the darkness, her heart pounding. Underground tunnels beneath the ruins were alive with energy, something ancient and dangerous. Reyes secured the perimeter while Aaron adjusted his scanner. "This technology is far older than anything we've seen. It's like the planet itself is watching us." Lila checked the injured crew members trapped under the rubble. "If we don't get them out soon, they won't survive," Mira made. "A quick decision? Aaron, Reyes, you're with me?" "We're going in." The narrow tunnel swallowed them whole, the walls glowing faintly with the same strange light. Each step echoed in the silence, and the air grew colder, heavier. They moved, deeper, following the pulse. Suddenly, the tunnel opened into a vast chamber filled with ancient machines humming with power. Symbols on the walls flickered, telling stories of a civilization long gone, one that had harnessed the planet's energy for protection, but something had gone wrong. The machines were damaged, leaking strange energy that twisted the air. The crew felt it, a creeping darkness that threatened to swallow their minds. "We have to shut this down," Aaron said urgently, "or this place will kill us all." As they worked, shadows shifted at the edge of the chamber. Deathworlders were close, drawn by the energy. Mira tightened her grip on her weapon. Outside, the Starfinder sensors picked up a fleet of unknown ships entering orbit. The Deathworlder Armada had arrived. Time was running out. The warning sirens blared through the Starfinder as the Deathworlder Armada filled the skies. Above Vega 7, Commander Mira Dane's heart pounded. The moment they feared had come. The full force of the enemy had arrived. On the surface, the team raced through the underground chamber. Aaron worked feverishly to shut down the ancient machines. Sparks flew and the air grew thick with electricity. Every second felt like a battle against time itself. "Almost there," Aaron muttered, sweat dripping from his brow. Outside, explosions rocked the ruined city. The Deathworlder war beasts stomped through the streets, tearing apart anything in their path. Reyes fired from the shuttle, trying to hold back the enemy forces, but they were relentless. Lila moved quickly, helping the wounded from the underground tunnels. "We have to evacuate soon," she warned. "This place isn't safe." Suddenly, the machine sparked wildly, and a burst of energy shot through the chamber. The ancient technology flared to life, sending a pulse across the planet. The Deathworlders stopped, confused, their monstrous forms shuddering. "It's working," Aaron exclaimed. "The machines are pushing them back." Ow. But the power came. At a cost, the ground trembled violently, cracks spreading beneath their feet. The planet seemed to fight back, its own energy unstable and dangerous. Mira grabbed Aaron's arm. "We need to get out now." As they rushed toward the surface, the chamber began collapsing behind them. The Deathworlders regrouped, advancing fast. Back in orbit, the Starfinder launched its fighters, engaging the Armada in a desperate space battle. The sky above Vega 7 was a storm of fire and steel. Despite the chaos, Mira's voice was calm and steady. "Hold the line. We're not done yet." The battle for survival had just begun. The battlefield on Vega 7 was chaos. The Deathworlder Armada pressed harder, their ships cutting through the Starfinder's defenses like knives. Explosions shook the skies as laser blasts lit up the dark clouds. Below, the monstrous war beasts tore through the last pockets of resistance. Commander Mira Dane stood on the bridge. watching the chaos unfold. Sweat ran down her face, but her eyes never wavered. All units, focus fire on the lead ships. Need to break their formation? Reyes gritted his teeth, maneuvering the shuttle through a hailstorm of enemy fire. They just keep coming. There's no end to them. Meanwhile, Aaron studied the ancient technology they had activated underground. The machines are stabilizing the planet's energy, but it's not enough to stop the Deathworlders completely, he said. And the tech is causing side effects. The planet's ecosystem is collapsing faster. Lila's voice trembled over the cum. We're running low on medical supplies. The wounded keep coming. Tensions flared among the crew. Some wanted to retreat and save themselves, but Myra stood firm. If we leave now, Vega 7 dies. We fight no matter the cost. In the shadows, the traitors' plan unfolded. Sabotage struck the ship's systems, causing critical failures. Lights flickered. Communications dropped. The enemy took advantage. Striking deep into the Starfinder, Mira's heart sank as she realized the betrayal. Find the traitor. Now. The war was no longer just against the Deathworlders. It was a battle within. The crew fought on, their hope hanging by a thread. But as the Armada pressed closer, Myra knew one thing for certain. Only together could they survive what was coming next. The Starfinder trembled under heavy fire as the Deathworlder Armada closed in. Explosions rocked the ship, alarms blaring everywhere. Commander Mira Dane gritted her teeth, fighting to keep control amid chaos. Shields at 50%. Reyes shouted from the control deck. They're breaking through. Mira's hands flew over the controls. Divert all power to weapons and engines. We're not going down without a fight. Below, the ground battle raged fiercely. The surviving crew and resistance fighters faced monstrous Deathworlder war beasts tearing through barricades. Lila tended to the wounded, her hands steady even as chaos surrounded her. Suddenly, the traitor's identity was revealed. It was someone close, a trusted crew member who had been sabotaging systems and feeding information to the enemy. Shock rippled through the team. Mira confronted the traitor in a tense showdown. Why? She demanded. The traitor's voice was cold. You don't understand what's coming. The Deathworlders will wipe us all out. I'm just making sure. We survive, in my own way. Before Mira could respond, alarms blared louder. The Armada's flagship had launched a massive weapon A. Dark beams slicing through space. I'm directly at Vega 7's core, Aaron shouted. If that weapon hits, the whole planet will be destroyed. Mira made a split-second decision. We have one chance. Aaron, can your tech stop it? Aaron nodded, eyes fierce. I'll try. But it could cost us everything. As the ship raced to intercept the weapon's blast, the crew braced for the impossible. The fate of Vega 7 and, possibly the galaxy, hung in the balance. The dark beam from the Deathworlder flagship burned through space. Growing closer to Vega 7's core, the Starfinder shuddered as Aaron activated the ancient technology, sending a pulse of energy toward the deadly weapon. The planet trembled beneath them as the two forces clashed, a battle of light against darkness. Inside the ship, the crew held their breath. The pulse met the beam head-on, and for a moment, everything went silent. Then, a massive explosion rocked the system, throwing the Starfinder off course. Lights flickered and alarms screamed. Mira gripped the console, eyes wide. Status report, Reyes replied. The weapon is stopped, but the planet is unstable. The core is damaged. We don't have much time. Outside, Vega 7's surface cracked and shifted. The ancient technology had saved them, but awakened something even more dangerous beneath the ground. Evacuate everyone, Mira ordered. This world isn't safe anymore. The survivors hurried to the shuttles, leaving behind the ruins and the secrets buried beneath. As the Starfinder lifted off, the crew looked back at the dying world, but Mira's eyes were on the stars ahead. The Deathworlder threat was not over. Somewhere out there, other armadas waited as they disappeared into the vast darkness. A new signal blinked on the console, an unknown message, colder and more urgent than before. Mira knew this was just the beginning of a far greater war. The galaxy was watching and waiting.